Shri Gurubhaya Namaga children, you are welcome for online class. Shri Gurubhaya Namaga, you are welcome for online class. Today we are going to learn supplementary reader, first unit to the fun they add. So it has been written by Isaac Asimov. Who is this Isaac Asimov? So we'll read about the author and then we'll go for the lesson. I'll just tell the gist, then we'll be talking about the lesson. About the author. Isaac Asimov, born on January 2nd, 1920, was an American writer and professor of biochemistry at Boston University. He was born for his work of science fiction and popular science. Asimov was a prolific writer and editor more than 500 books, an estimated 90,000 letters and postcards. Asimov wrote hard science fiction along with Robert A. Allen and author Clark. He was considered one of the best science fiction writer during his lifetime. So Asimov joined with his friends Arthur C. Clarke. He was considered one of the best science fiction writer during his time. So this lesson is related to the scientific fiction and you can enjoy the lesson. Shall we go for the lesson, children? Okay. Here is an imaginary high school class depicted in a French postcard in 1901 to 1910. Discuss what do you think have you come true in the present century. So you can see what it is a school and classroom or what you understand from that. So in 1901, so now we are in 2020, 1901 and 1910. So this sort of a school was there. It's an imaginary school. Just think how children are sitting and electric wires are connected with the earphone and they were sitting and they were operating and so many things are you are seeing in the screen. It is clear, children? Okay. Now you just imagine after 20 years or 30 years or 40 years, now it is 2020. After 30 years or 40 years, how a school will be. So now we are going. So now in the beginning itself, now you can see that because of Corona, we are not able to go to school and how we are learning at home. So your situation would have explain or you can experience the situation now. So regular school, when you're coming, you will be having a teacher and a lot of students will be coming to school and the teachers will be taking human person will be taking a class, but at home now what happens, you are having a teacher is teaching somewhere and you are sitting and watching. This is online class. Just imagine there won't be teacher at all, a system will be there and they'll be just programming the system and they'll be sending to you in your bedroom. A system will be there, a place will be there, a table, chair and a system, and you'll be just learning. When you go and switch on and switch off, you'll be getting your lesson, and if you finish you can switch off and you just come out of the room. Then you'll be having particular time for some subjects and you'll be learning there. It is not necessary to go to school at all. So it is clear, children? Okay. So now you just imagine, you just think it is an imagination. You just think after 30 to 40 years. Now 2020, you imagine after 40 years how a school will be. So you have, yeah, what you're saying is right. You'll be having a system school, and all the school will be having a big smart tablets in your hand and a stick joystick to write on it. And then teachers will be having a board, and human is not necessary at all. Or you will be having a school in your home at all. So like that, it is the fun they add. We are going to see how we are a Tom and um, a girl a boy and a girl named Tom and Maggie, and they both having a school at home. They both learning, and they got their grandfathers. Now you having a book. Last year you had books, textbooks, and all like that. A textbook of our grandfathers they were having, and they were just turning and seeing what is the book and all, because they will have stories and all in the screen, and they'll be learning. But the turning the books page, they feel somewhat different, and they were talking about the general school how we are having in going and learning. So that was the concept, and how they enjoy. So that is the concept of this. We'll enjoy the lesson, children. Shall we start? Yeah. Now share your view about the changes that you and your classmate expect in your school and classroom in about 20 to 50 years. Yeah, you'll be having your own imagination. Okay, we'll see what it is. Read the story to find out how a student like Maggie studies in the year 2157. It is not 2020, it is 2157, which is not finished and which is going to come in future, how a school will be. It is an imagination of the author, and he wrote, we are going to enjoy the lesson. Okay. Maggie even wrote about it the night in her diary. On the page headed 17 May 2157, she wrote, today Tommy found a real book. So Maggie has a habit of writing a diary. Children, how many of you having a habit of writing a diary? So you'll be writing, isn't it? If you're not having, you start writing. So she took a diary and she was writing in the page. What is the page in the diary? 17 May 2157. And what she wrote, today Tommy found a real book. So it is very clear, children. Maggie even wrote about it that night in her diary. That means 17th May in her diary, she is writing in the night. What she is writing? She wrote, today Tommy found a real book. And which is the date? 17th May 2157. It is very clear to you. It was a very old book. Maggie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. So in 2157, this real book, what you're having in your hand, will be a speech. They will not have only one or two books will be available. All will be in their tab or lab or laptop, or even a new instrument what they have been going to invent in the later years. It was a very old book. The book was very old. Maggie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy. So his grandfather used to say, when I was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on book. So it's clear, that's printed on the book. So now they're having what sort of book? They're having a books all in the printed one in a screen. But those days it was printed in a paper and it has been binded. They turned the page, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead. So they turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead. So crinkly means, that when an old book, if you're having, it will be just like yellow color, and it will be very papery. When you touch it, will be folding on, leaving, passing a wall like that. They'll be breaking. And it was ugly, not looking so much. Funny to read words that stood still instead. So we are having in laptop or in computer a moving letters. But there in the book, it is not like that. So it was a funny for them when they were just having of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen. So on a screen you'll be having words moving, but here it was not moving. It's just standing there, and only you have to turn the pages. And then when turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they read it the first time. So here and then when they turn back to the page, when they turn back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they read it the first time. So they were rolling for first time, one page they finish. When they turn, so if you turn in the pages, it will be moving in the computer or in laptop. But it was not like that in a real book. It was just like that, they and their eyes moved and read. Gee, said Tommy, what a waste when you are through with the book. You just threw it away. I guess our television screen must have had a million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away. So, gee, so said Tommy. So, what a waste. So, Tommy feels very happy to get a book, and he says, happily, he's saying, gee, said Tommy. So, when he's turning next page, he feels it is a wonderful thing and something new to him like that, and he says, I feel happy. So here Margie thinks, what a waste when you are through with the book. You just throw it away. So it is a waste book, you just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had a million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away. So here he's saying very clearly, see, you just throw it away. This is not a good book. And our computer has, or our system has, had a million of books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away. Okay. So he's saying that he'll not throw it away. Same with mine, said Margie. She was 11 and hadn't seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. So Tom was 13 years and Margie was 11 years old. And same with the mine, said Margie. She was 11 and hadn't seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. So Tommy, 2 years elder than her. So he had seen more books than Margie. She said, where did you find it? Where did you find this book? And she's asking a question. She said, where did you find it? In my house. He pointed without looking because he was busy reading in the attic. What is attic? Where is attic? What's it about? School. You know that. So he was saying that what is about? He says it is about school. School? Margie was scornful. School! What's there to write about school? I hate school. When Tom is enjoying about school, how his grandfather was having, but here Margie was not like that. So Margie was scornful. School! What's there to write about school? I hate school. So we'll stop here, children. Why Margie hates the school, we'll see in the next lesson continuing. Thank you, children.